Right. We are live. Hello and welcome to McDojo, a Shadownet Shadowrun. Tonight, our dramatis persona include Black Cat. Please give a quick physical description of your character and their role within the team.
Okay, so Black Cat is a human female who is a surged cat girl. So she's like 5 feet tall, and she has black cat ears and a black tail. And she's dressed up all in biker leather armor and normally rides around in a pink motorcycle helmet. She's normally specialized in B&E, but hopefully I get into some martial arts in this one.
Great to hear. Following the format, Ellie, can you give a quick physical description of your character and their role on this team?
Ellie is basically a young female elf, very obviously an elf, black hair, blue eyes, currently showing up to the meet in a Berwick dress. She is the face slash samurai of the team, and yeah.
Good to know. Chat Rat. And yeah, just follow along, give a quick physical description, and what is your role on this team?
Alright, Chat Rat is basically human male, 5'6", kind of scraggly, kind of scruffy. He's a maid, she wears a big coat, shorts and boots because fuck fashion, and he constantly wears goggles and AR gloves since he's never out of basically AR. He is the mage, engineer, and medic, and a lot of technical things. He does it.
Very nice.
Alright.
And finally, just in time, the last member of the team is Lola. Can you please give a quick physical description and your role on this team?
Lola sort of looks like Marla Singer from Fight Club if Marla Singer was an elf. And like a junkie, or more of a junkie than she previously is. She looks kind of frazzled, her hair's a mess, she's skinny, really skinny. She looks like a scarecrow. She's wearing, however, very expensive clothes, which you recognize as armored business clothes, and she walks like she has a grudge against the pavement. Her role on the team is as a face and as a hacker. She is better at facing than she is at hacking. And she'll probably be wanting to solve problems with fancy plans and non-violently and all that kind of crap.
Good to hear. You are all browsing Jackpoint when a message goes up. It's just posted publicly. It's one of these low, open, pretty standard, run-of-the-mill, you know, like what a 9-to-5 job would be if it was a Shadowrun. That area of the Shadownet board. It's just a text post that says, I need a couple of operators who are willing to engage in some business disruption. There is a local martial arts school that needs to go out of business. Quite simple, just one teacher and a class of students. Pay is to match. Respond with dossier if interested. I'm not paying premium for big names. So, how does each of you react to that? Black Cat.
Well, Black Cat finishes her training session, so she's going to finally get back into AR and read the message. She's going to be like, well, you know, I'm a big name, but I'm not above picking up pocket change. And she's going to text her fixer and tell her to make the connection.
Well, good to know. How does Lola respond?
I actually wrote a little thing in the sidebar on the Roll20.
Good to hear. How does Ellie respond?
Ellie's basically at home looking around on Jackpoint when she sees this. And the general response, as she talks to herself, is pretty much that she needs the money and the chance to prove herself. She's not really keen on these types of bad feels kinds of runs. She basically assumes she's going to regret taking in the job, but needs the money regardless, so she contacts her fixer and says, please make the contact.
And how does Chatrat respond?
Rat basically slips out of basically a sim sets a little bit grumpy that the message disturbed him, then gets a little excited once it's work. Quickly reads, quickly responds, and pretty much just sinks back in.
That's great to hear. So, each of you get given a meeting location. And you are told to meet at the... Sorry, where was it? Oh yeah. Executive Cooperative Mall in Bellevue. It's actually in a B zone in Bellevue. It's not exactly a great place for Bellevue, but it's a place where land is relatively a little bit cheaper. And so they set up a mall. The meet location is at a soy bucks in the middle of the mall. Now, while land is cheaper and security is generally lower around this area, the mall itself is, not having anybody start any fusses. So, yeah, how's everybody going to get there? And are you going to bring anything of interesting note? Black Cat.
Black Cat will be riding her motorcycle, and she'll obviously be wearing her shock gloves, but she's gonna not be doing anything crazy.
Well, good to know. Lola's wearing a sun hat, shades, sundress, and driving a Dodge Imperator there. Brilliant. Ellie, how are you getting to the meet?
Ellie is going to be driving her black Ford Americar because why not? She lives in Bellevue, so it's not all that far away, but she's going to drive anyway. And she is bringing with her her assault rifle in the smuggling compartment in her vehicle, even though she has a license for the weapons that she carries.
Is she going to try and bring the assault rifle into the mall?
No, she's going to leave it in the vehicle. She is going to try and bring her Colt Government 2066 into the mall with her.
It's a heavy pistol?
Yes, it is.
While it's a legal weapon, mall security is not too happy about it. So they ask you to leave it wirelessly on and to invite a mark from the mall's host to bring that gun into the mall. Do you accept?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, good to hear. And Chatrat, how are you coming to the mall?
Well, since Chatrat is the poster boy of poverty, he's getting there on his bicycle. He's gonna have to get up early and ride a really long time. But I guess he eventually gets there. He has no weapons on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's a registered center, so bonus.
Yeah, you get a couple of weird looks from security because clearly you don't fit in, but that's okay. You all make it to the meet location by the meet time of 10:30 in the morning. You're supposed to meet a orc named Mr. Johnson. He'll be wearing a Adidas matching track suit, and he'll be in the first floor soy bucks of the Bellevue Mall. So, what's everybody going to do?
Black Cat's gonna leave early, just in case she has trouble getting through the Bellevue checkpoint. And she's planning to get to the mall and just get a coffee.
Cool.
I'm letting Lola type.
You guys just talk. Go.
Ellie's actually going to attempt to be there about a half an hour early, actually.
Sure, you grabbed yourself some Halloween leftover mocha latte special and get a sit down. Cool.
Yeah, she's wearing her black Berwick dress, so attempting to look all nice and fancy.
Good to know. You've each been told who the other runners are for this team, so that you can easily pick each other out when you meet.
Lovely. I will invite the others to a direct network.
Yeah.
Interface.
So at about 10:02, a orc in an Adidas tracksuit walks in. He looks around, orders a large mochaccino, and sits down at a table, waiting for the four of you to walk over and join him. This is clearly your Mr. Johnson. He hasn't brought any bodyguards or backup, trusting possibly in the mall security or the fact that this is just, like a 9-to-5 style shadow job.
So Black Cat's gonna drag over a chair and sit in it backwards, just to be obstinate.
As much as this is a nicer mall in Bellevue, the chairs are still bolted to the floor.
No!
All right, Chat Rat's just going to scurry over and sit down like a regular person.
And being as how assumed competence is definitely not assumed, I did not state that I was bringing my trodes and AR gloves. So, oops.
That's not assumed competence. I mean, you have trodes and AR gloves. You have them. It's stuff like you don't have a DNI until you set up a DNI. You don't look for traps unless you say you look for traps. Stuff that you just have on your character sheet. You just have.
Okay. So I've got my trodes and AR gloves, and I've got my contacts in with Image Link, Smart Link, and Flare Comp. So I'm assuming I can be part of a DNI, no problem.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait, I completely missed the memo. We're meeting him in Matrix. I mean,
No.
We're not, but the menus for this soy bucks are in AR, so you probably have trouble ordering stuff if you don't have some way to read it.
this guy's never out of AR.
Yeah, you should be good.
Oh, that's good to know.
Ellie is going to walk up to a chair to, we'll say, the right of the Mr. Johnson, and she's going to smile at him and basically, pleasure to meet you, sir, before sitting down.
The orc looks a bit gruff and he's like, well, excuse me. Yeah, I got a pretty standard sort of job here. Next level up and a bit over in the mall. There's a dojo. We don't like the kind of look it's putting on this mall here. It's not exactly the kind of people we'd like around here. So just run it out of business, would you?
Not a problem.
That seems like a very reasonable request, sir. May I ask what you're thinking of for payment?
Well, let's get a time frame before we get to payment.
I was thinking no more than 3 to 5 days. Plenty of time to run somebody out of business, wouldn't you think?
I would like to know exactly what it is that you are offering in compensation, sir.
I was thinking about 35,000 for the 4 of you.
Seems more than reasonable, assuming there's no complications.
Well,
You said they're in this mall?
oh yeah, they're in this mall.
Now, there's no gang connections or corporate entanglements to this job, right?
Mr. Johnson pauses and says, I can assure you that there's no gang entanglement or corporate relationship with the business that's going out of business.
That's what I was asking. Well, your connections are, of course, no concern of ours.
Oh, good to know. Yeah.
I would like to roll Judge Intentions to see if he's even remotely hiding anything from us.
No, you don't get to roll until I say you can roll. But if you're going to, study this Mr. Johnson and see if he's lying to you, no, he's pretty on the level